Hey guys, hey guys, Ellie here. Today I'm at Longhorn Lester's just hanging out, and we got Dixie right here. I tell you, this girl right here, I have some bittersweet memories with. Not to beat around the bush, to get straight to the point. I'm out here because I was trying to test out some Snapchat filters on my other YouTube channel, my new Flip Flop LE channel that I upload my short videos to. I kind of like experimenting, trying to put filters on the animals and just kind of do silly stuff like that. Y'all know that I'm a silly guy. I came out here and tried to do Dixie, and it wouldn't work. Her face is just not the correct shape. Snapchat cannot process it and put a filter on her, but that's besides the point. As I kind of just sat here and watched her, I kind of remembered how Dixie, for those of y'all that don't know, Dixie is the reason to this very day that I am so scared and so timid around the big animals. She's not the only reason. She's probably the most recent reason. I've had a number of, I'll call them run-ins or negative incidents with larger animals that have made me kind of scared to be near them. And the most recent, the last straw you could say, was something that happened with Dixie. And I got it on video too. It was back in about December 2020, the very end of the year. And let me go ahead and give y'all a little recap before we get into what Dixie did. Let me give you a recap of the things that led up to this. So, let me think. The first memory I have with a big animal is when I was 11 years old. I wasn't afraid of them whatsoever. I'm going to try my best to go back and find that picture. If I can't, then I guess you don't get to see it, but if I do, I'll put it on the screen right now. That was gross. That sounded like a burp. Anyways, I remember that for my profile picture on some of my different apps, like my fantasy football and on Facebook and whatnot, I had this picture I really liked of me, and I was on top of a horse. I was riding a horse, and I was 11 years old. I remember that day that my dad took that picture. I basically got on it myself, and I would have been willing to do it without my dad helping me or without my dad guiding me through it. I had no ounce of fear whatsoever of that big animal. I wasn't afraid of it kicking me. I wasn't afraid of it throwing me off or anything like that. I was just a happy-go-lucky 11-year-old riding a horse. That's how I used to be. Let's fast forward a little bit later. I don't have many other memories of big animals until I probably turned about, let me think. Hurricane Harvey was in 2017. The sanctuary was founded in 2018, the following year. And it was around that time, I would say the next year, 2019, is when my dad kind of first started having me around the sanctuary doing different things. I was still in high school in 2018, and so I didn't get to go over except for on the weekends, and the sanctuary was kind of small. It wasn't everyday actual work sort of a thing. It was kind of more like a hobby at the beginning, I feel like. I could be wrong, but 2019 I graduated and the sanctuary started becoming bigger. It started requiring more time, and that's whenever they first started having a routine, and he kind of started showing me the routine. Y'all may remember that video, in fact, of me and Xander, our first time feeding, and then of course Xander running, and then me having a horse kind of chase after me, and me tossing the bucket in the air and running. That's one of the very first videos of the sanctuary that was kind of a big one, if y'all remember it. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen it, or a lot of you remember which one that I'm talking about. I'll put a link in the description to that video if you haven't seen it and you would like to. That was a long time ago, and yeah, that was one of my first tastes of sanctuary work. Anyways, the point that I'm getting to is that I remember that same day, my dad didn't get it on video, but it was my first big scare with big animals. It wasn't even the horse kind of chasing me and me tossing the bucket and running. It just wanted food. The horse wasn't trying to hurt me. Most of the time, these animals aren't malicious. They're not rude. They're not mean. They're just kind of clumsy, for lack of a better term. They don't know their own size. They're like big puppy dogs. They're not trying to hurt you, but they just don't know their own size. And so it wasn't even the horse chasing me that scared me the worst. That was probably a little bit scary, but the scariest thing that happened is Moo. Big old cow Moo. When we were feeding, we were pouring out the buckets, and every animal was eating just fine. And so I was kind of behind a horse. I wasn't acting the first thing that people are probably gonna say is, Ellie, you were probably acting crazy, you were probably acting scared, acting rambunctious, this and that. No, I was acting completely calm, normal, sane, not scared whatsoever. And I remember Moo, for no reason whatsoever, I guess he was hungry or whatever, just kind of, he was the one that was rambunctious and fiery. Moo, for whatever reason, just went up to a horse, I think it was Bucky's, and rammed him in the gut, right there in the side of the tummy, for no reason whatsoever. And this is all while I was standing pretty close behind Bucky's. And Bucky's all of a sudden like got freaked out, started kicking his feet up in the air, and his foot, his little hoof came like probably this close to my head. Thank God that I didn't get hit. Thank God that nothing bad came out of that. But like, why? There's no reason. I didn't do anything to provoke them, to antagonize them. It was just Moo being unpredictable, being crazy, ramming into a horse and almost getting me kicked. Who knows how bad that could have been. Other things. I can't really recall a whole lot of examples of how I developed the fear of the bigs. That's probably good. I probably don't want to remember too many of those things. But there were a few things like that kind of built up over time and made me not want to go near them as much. And the last straw that I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I will get to now is this right here. Take a look. Of course not. Whoa, oh my goodness. What in the world? What is wrong with that horse? Like, why? I was sitting crisscross I can't sit crisscross applesauce. I'm not flexible enough, but I was sitting on the ground talking and petting Cornholio. She came running from out of nowhere, and the kick came towards me, came at me. I'm glad she didn't actually kick me or trample me, but like why? There's no reason. There was literally no reason for that. It was so uncalled for. There's no reason whatsoever. And that was the last straw. That's whenever I decided, you know what, I'm going to be a lot more cautious and hesitant around these big animals. Right here, I wouldn't say I have a phobia of big animals. It's not like I can't watch videos of them. It's not like I can't look at them. It's not like I can't pet them or love on them or anything like that. I'm just cautious, that's all. Dixie's right here, and I'm in a vehicle. So I don't have any fear right now. She's not going to hop on top of the vehicle and trample me. She's not going to freak out and kick me if she like gets flustered by a fly, or if an animal came and provoked her, she would probably kick and she would hit the vehicle instead of hitting me. So I can be like this. I'm just cautious now. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure a lot of you probably didn't know that about me. A lot of you probably wonder why Ellie is so scared and cowardly around the animals. I've seen different comments and things of that nature. Some of them are lighthearted, some of them aren't so nice, but it's whatevs. In any case, though, that's kind of my story with the bigs, with big animals. You happy about that, Dixie? And so the long story short, animals are unpredictable. Your dogs, even people are unpredictable. If people, the most intellectually evolved species on planet Earth, if humans can be unpredictable, then how much more would animals be unpredictable? And so, yeah, if a dog's unpredictable, it might, I don't know, scratch you, try to jump on you and play the way that Tuxie does, or bark like in your ear and make kind of hurt your ears like Fiona does, different things like that. A cat might scratch you. I've gotten scratched a few times by cats, just little animals. Even Ivan, when he was little, he might do a little, like a goat might ram you in the kneecaps, and yeah, it'll hurt, but it won't seriously injure you or kill you. Just little animals, their unpredictability doesn't usually translate to danger or serious injury. Big animals, their unpredictability can, I feel, more likely lead to serious injury and or like fatality or life danger. That's why I'm cautious around them. That's my point of view on this whole thing. Nothing more, nothing less than that. That's just what it is. I don't know. I just wanted to share that with y'all. It's blazing hot though. The sun is starting to come out, and so that means that it's time for me to, and yeah, she's not supposed to be having all this hay right now, so I probably should get on out of here before she eats anymore. I already tried my Snapchat filter, it didn't work, so let's move on to the Longhorns. Y'all go check out Flip Flop LE on YouTube if you want to see how the Snapchat filter videos comes out. And if you just want to see any other videos, that channel is devoted to my personal life. And it's just kind of things outside of, you know, sanctuary farm type stuff. There's still plenty of animal videos on that channel, but I also include my football, you know, me playing video games, just me and Megan making clay, me going to a different place like the zoo, or just different, more, I'm gonna say personal endeavors is what that channel is about. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Y'all be sure to let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you want to see, and be free to share any other experiences you have with larger animals to either agree or disagree with me. Hope y'all have an incredibly blessed day, and as I always say, your boy Ellie out.